Hey, what's up guys, in this video we're going to talk about numbers in JavaScript. So in JavaScript we can have integer number and also we can have the floating point numbers. Like an example, we can create one variable x which can have one plain integer number, and also we can add one decimal point to the number, and this will be the floating point number. So in JavaScript we have the plus operator. The plus operator can be used for both the addition and the concatenation. Like an example, here we have the variable x and y with 10 and 20. Now we can console log the addition of x and y, and you can see the addition 30. So here the plus operator used for adding two numbers, but instead we can use the strings, and now the plus operator will concatenate those two strings. You can see the output is 10, 20. So what if one of them is number? Like an example, we can have our y as a number and x as a string. So what will happen to that? So now because one of them is string, so no matter what the other type is, it will always going to concatenate that. So you can see the output 10 and 20. Similarly also we can have our x as a number and y as a string, and the same thing will happen. It will just simply going to concatenate those two numbers. Now what if we have three variables? So here now we have three variables, x and y are numbers and z is one string. So what do you think the output will be? So JavaScript always works from left to right. So in this case, first of all, x and y will be taken into consideration because both of them are numbers. So here the plus operator will add those two numbers and it will return one number. So after that, because the z is a string, so the addition of x and y will be concatenated to the value of z. So that's why we got the output as 30. So what if we put our z in front of x and y? So if we write z plus x plus y, so now in this case, first of all, z and x will be executed, and so because z is a string, so it will be concatenated to x, it will return one string. Because this is one string, so no matter what the value of y is, the result of z plus x will be concatenated to the value of y. So we have the output of 30, 10 and 20. So all of them are concatenated just because we started with a string value. So let's now talk about the concept of numeric string. So in JavaScript we can have number strings, and JavaScript will convert the number string to number in case of any kind of numeric operation. Like an example, here we can perform x divided by y and it will return one number as a result. Similarly also we can perform like multiplication, we can perform subtraction, and all of them will work fine. But in case of addition, it will not work because one of them is string, so it will just going to concatenate those two values. So let's now talk about not a number or NaN in JavaScript. So NaN actually is to indicate that a number is not legal. Like an example, whenever we divide one number with a non-numeric string, it is actually not returning any kind of legal number. It is actually returning the not a number or NaN. So we have one function called isNaN. It is actually checks whether a number is not a number or not. So here this is not a number, so that's why it is returning true. But in case we provide any valid number, in that case it will return false. Let's now talk about infinity. So infinity is to represent that a number is outside the largest possible number. Like an example, we can divide one number by 0 and it will return infinity. In JavaScript we can create one variable and we can explicitly assign infinity to the variable, and this is totally fine in JavaScript. So now we're going to see how we can create one number as object. So to create one number as object, we have to use the new keyword. So suppose we are going to create one variable y, so we have to use new number and we have to pass the number. So normally it seems that both the variable have the same value. So if we use x double equal y, it is returning true because both of the variable has the same value. But if we use the strict equal operator, now it is going to return false because x is one primitive type and y is one object number. So these are all the concept of numbers in JavaScript. So hope you understand the concept. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.